Hello everyone and welcome back to our video series of making Google Sites. Now we've talked a lot about different ways to add components to a website. So in this particular video we're going to focus on some of the ways to integrate Google Tools or Google Apps right into your website. So right now I'm on the Google Sites page, right? We always go to sites.google.com. And I'm going to open a site I've already been working with for the series, my little sample site here. Remember, here's my home page. We were talking about how to use headers and to, add some photos and so forth and other aspects. I made a sub page, and we're going to go back to organizing pages later. Okay, so here's a sub page, but I'm making this a little bit big on the side. Probably not the most convenient to see right here in the main section, but I really want to focus on these areas on the right hand side. So we've already talked about how to add text boxes a little bit and images and how to upload. Remember, if you press the upload button, that's going to give you options to upload anything even outside of Google Drive, anything you might have saved on your hard drive. Maybe you have a OneDrive, maybe you have a Dropbox. You can get those files from here as long as those particular apps are integrated to your machine, whether it be a Mac or a PC. Okay, but we're going to look at some of the way Google is integrating some of their products right into using sites. So if you're a Google user, like we're promoting a lot in these series, you could really have a simple time of adding elements to your website. Okay, so here we are in our sub page. We have nothing really below it, and if I just go to Google Drive, it's going to have everything in my Google Drive that I can get to very easily. There's all my file structure. There's all my files that I've been working on. Okay, there's your share with me. So anybody who's sharing files with you that you're working collaboratively is really easy to actually use then. I love the recents. So if you're working on an important document or important slides or anything that you're working on, it's right here for you. Okay. And then if I go over here, you have some other things like your starred ones that you're saving that are really important for you. Okay. And if you're having computers backed up to Google Drive, they're going to be accessible right from here, which is really nice. And again, then you can also change from a sort of a grid view or a sort of a thumbnail view to your more list view. And now you can kind of see your files a lot easier, what I think is really kind of nice. Okay, so this is some of the ways you can go through and add aspects to your Google Drive, which I think is really kind of nice. Now, say I was just working on a slideshow with my students the other day. So here's one I was just working on. Let's see what happens. So if I click it, right, I can click actually multiple items, but let's just click the one, and I'm going to click Insert. Okay. Now, what it's done is it's automatically embedded this slideshow right on my website, and that is really awesome. Okay, now I have some options here that I could open this in a new tab. I click on the settings here, and auto start means it will basically start the minute this website's up, it will be running. And then you can also have a loop playback, meaning that it will just play, keep on going through all your slides whenever you like, which is really kind of nice. I could turn this on. I could put on my loop playback, which is really kind of nice, and then it will be a delay time of how many seconds each slide will be viewed, which is really kind of neat. You can kind of see it's going through all the slides right there. All right, so that's really a nice feature, which I like a lot. Okay, so there's an example, and again, I can resize this. I can move this over. I can do anything I want with it. I could change the colors of the background to add a little more emphasis to the site. Remember, the emphasis is really dictated by the themes that you're using over here. But I also can put in a background image of that particular site, or I can select an image that they're using, right, for their albums, which I think might be, again, if I want to really offset this kind of in a neat way to make it look really, really, really good, I can pick this and I'll select it, and now that's the background for my site, okay, for that particular part of my site. Again, these are things that we already talked about, but that's just another way we can do it. Now, obviously with the slideshow, it embeds it automatically, but again, every file sort of acts a little bit differently in terms of how it might look. So right here, I'm going to pick a PDF file, and we'll insert that. And it's just going to give you a little thumbnail of the PDF, which is really kind of nice. All right, but if there was multiple pages here, it would actually show the multiple pages as well. So it's really embedding and inserting files that can now be viewed right on the website, which is really convenient. To have it's not just a link to a file, it's not just the file's name. It's really a very integrated piece to your website, which is really kind of nice. Okay, I can go back to my drive. Obviously, I have a lot of Google Docs here because I'm using that all the time. So these are some action sheets that we use in our ed tech program. So I can go back to here and I can insert that. But let's just see if I pick multiple ones or even a video, which is really kind of neat. So I'm going to select this video as well. So I got 2 items inserted. So how do I do that? I just control click, and it will insert multiple items. And let's just go insert. Okay. So it put the action sheet there, and then it put the video here, which was my student that I was working with made a video, and now that video will play embedded. So even though it's not a YouTube video, it's an MP4 file, it's going to embed it and play it right on the website, which is really kind of nice. And I can move that around. And again, I could resize this because it's a Google Doc, okay? And let's just do a little preview, which we'll talk more about later. So here's my website. There is my slideshow that I can go click all the way through it, which is really kind of nice. I'm going down the site right here. There's that PDF file now. I can sort of scroll right through it, which is really kind of convenient. I'm kind of scrolling down more here. Oops, I'll go down the other side. And there's the, there's the Google Doc, right? Okay, which is really kind of nice. Make this a little smaller so we can see it a little better. And now there is the video that I added as well. Now again, I would like to add some emphasis because I think this gets washed out a little bit. But again, just to show you how you can really add a lot of different elements to your site very easily, and then you can adjust it. Okay, again, to get out of preview mode, just click the little X here. And now we're out of preview mode. All right, so that's some ways you can integrate Google Drive. Now, obviously the same is for elements down here, the exact same aspects I just showed you from Google Drive, but they sort of separated for you for docs, slides, sheets, forms, and charts. All right, so if I go to docs, it's going to be just going to show you all my Google Docs that I have. It's going to look the exact same way that I was just showing you, but again, it just kind of isolates those Google Docs. Okay, so there's no real change there. Same in terms of slides. It's just going to isolate all the Google Slides that I've been working on, so it doesn't really change anything in that respect. Okay, so I just click on Google Slide, it's going to insert it. All right, and then there's the slide, and it's going to go through all those particular aspects of it. Okay, same thing with sheets, any kind of spreadsheets that you're working on. It's interesting to see how that would look. I guess just be a spreadsheet that you can kind of click through right on the website, which is again convenient if you want to showcase some data. It's right there for everybody to actually see. Form's kind of nice because what's going to do, it's actually going to put the form in there so people actually can use the form, which is really kind of nice. If I click on this form and I insert it, now that form is right on the site that people can actually fill out. So that's a really useful tool, I think. And again, just so we can see it, I might add some emphasis here just so we can see what we're looking at a little bit differently. In that respect. And the same thing with any kind of charts that you have from data associated from a website. Okay, so again, I want to publish this really quickly. Preview it, excuse me. Okay, so let me go down to the bottom here because we haven't really seen what a form looks like yet. But here's the form. And now people can actually go in and actually click and fill out your form and submit it. Which is, I think, really super convenient for collecting data from a website. Again, if they want to pop this out, which is really kind of nice, they just click a little pop-out button, and the form will open in full screen in a separate tab. Now, it's in the editing form because I'm the editor, but for you or anybody else using this site, it would just pop out as the actual workable site, the workable form. So I think that's a really nice aspect there for doing some of your slides. Okay, so you got slides. Again, you can pop out a slide right here, and this will probably open in the editor because I own it. All right. Oh, it didn't, which is kind of nice. Okay, good. So I can just click through all of my slides right here. And if I'm presenting, this is really nice. I have a website and I have all my materials right here. I can just click on my slideshows and I can actually use my website as a presentation tool if I have multiple things I want to show individuals. I want to show them a doc. I want to show them some slides. They would have all of this. So a really great tool. I think sites can be used for data collection, used for presentations, obviously for showcasing a product, obviously for showcasing student work, or a teacher's site and so forth. So a lot of great uses here. So I hope this particular video was useful of all the ways you can integrate Google Sites through different aspects of Google Apps, right? So we looked at Drive, looked at how to integrate docs, slides, sheets, and more. So coming up, we're going to look at how to use embed codes. That's a really fascinating aspect of using Google Sites. Okay, thanks so much and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.